Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Don your pantsuits and large ties and join us in the basement of the FBI as we take a look at those cases with a supernatural and extraterrestrial bent on this week's episode of The Crit Files. Do 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 do. This is your GM Patrick here, the smoking man pulling the strings behind the scenes, and joining me in selling you out to the Greys are a number of agents arrayed against me in either mythology or monster of the week adventures. These are my 5 friends and your players. To my far left, this spooky agent always knows how to tie together a conspiracy theory. It's jibber jabbering away his jam from.
Oh, that's me. That's who I am.
Across the digital table from me, don't look now, but it's a literal gray with a murky background, aka Miles making believe as redacted.
Good evening.
To my right, the skeptic of the partnership who defies belief with his disbelief. Why, it's Tyler talking as Prey Deer.
Hello there.
To my immediate left, it's Chris Carter absolutely bungling a reboot. We have Drew dying to play Zilix Thel.
Mysteries.
And across from him, all 3 lone gunmen rolled into one. It's none other than Rebecca rolling with Asher and Sky.
Hello.
X-Files.
That theme song came on my phone in the car with my kids today, and they'd never heard it.
How did that happen?
Is that in your playlist?
It's on the playlist?
It was. I mean, it's just station. So, sometimes it plays anime music and video game music and TV music. It played the Canyonero song from The Simpsons not that long before. But no, the X-Files theme came on, and my kids were both like, wow, this is a creepy song. What show is this? And then when I explained to them what it was, like, can we watch it?
I feel like I was about that age, your son's age, when I started watching X-Files when it came on, around 10 or so was, I think, when the show.
I mean, it was on TV. It can't be that
it wasn't all
bad,
that bad,
right?
yeah.
Oh, no, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
nightmare fuel in a lot of episodes.
When that stretchy dude squeezes through that stuff, and it was
yeah. That's season 1. That's some some creepy stuff. Season 1, guys. You ready to get back into some cosmic crit action?
Oh, always
crit cosmic.
Wait, do I have my notebook?
Oh boy.
Yes, we're ready.
I was about to be like, Tyler, the answer kind of needs to be yes.
Who's a goof?
Oh, no more goofs or gaffs. Podcast. Both podcasts.
Serious
no more
podcast
goofs or gaffs.
This is serious.
Last time on Cosmic Crit, you guys all walked and talked to the Lumberyard Strikers and their leader, Ulra. The Vesk woman tried to peg you all as outsiders, and thanks to Cattywampus mischief, nearly did. But Rustos Threll stepped in to calm things down. After speaking with Lalny Zant, the acting town mayor, he bid you do something about the strike and the Asoki gang, the Ratcasters. Heading to the Goat Spider racetrack, you met Appley, the veterinarian, who said that her bosses rig the races and somewhat endanger the animals. So stealthing into their office, Zilix and Asher set off an alarm, and they are attacked.
Right, that's where we were.
Digit and Spats went down while Sticky Paws, the Asoki, got away, commanded by Prey Deer to flee into the night. What is that's wrong with that last time? In real life, we've not played for like 2 weeks, so good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
I've
got
that all sounds right to me.
Drew's got one.
Ulra is an orc, not a Vesk.
You know what? You are correct. I think that is actually just a thing that I have wrong with my notes. So way to go, Drew. Not one, or maybe I started writing that out. And yep, Space Orc, the Vesk. You are correct. They else got one. That was a freebie, because that's not even one of the 5 things that is wrong with this intro that I have written down.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for one, but to be honest, this is just something I struggled with the entire episode because I couldn't quite tell what you were saying. I don't think it's rat catchers, as in like to catch. I think it is rat cachers, as in a cache that you find.
Yes, that is correct. So
Oh,
you
is
said
that right?
Thank
Is that
goodness.
you said rat catchers multiple times. I made a note that I was like, let's put that in the to be corrected next time.
Yes, it is that way almost every single time in my notes, except for when I wrote it in all caps towards the end.
Yes, the rat cachers. I guess I should probably, maybe I'm the jerk and I'm wrong, but that's what I had in my note. Rat cachers, indeed, like they're caching a rat.
Caching a rat? What?
Yeah,
Is that something you do to rats?
I don't know.
Look,
You don't cache a
rat
rat?
cache is an Asoki tradition that goes back generations, and I will not hear anything negative about it.
Rat cache fever.
No more goofs. Jabert, no gaps, no goofs. One more thing is.
I think I have one. I'm not totally sure. This might be me writing it down wrong, but you have Appley. I wrote down Lapley.
That is her name. Yes, correct.
Oh,
All
good,
right.
because I had the same thing written down. I'm like, was I wrong? Was Patrick
Happily does sound like My Little Pony character, but Lapley was the name of the veterinarian. That is correct. The other thing is wrong. The acting mayor is named Zalny Lance, not Lolny Zant. They are spider goats, believe it or not goat spiders. And I think it was Digits that survived, not Sticky Paws, but I think anyone's going to remember the character names that they said like once before they got shot to death. Yeah, that is going to give you guys for this episode. And we find ourselves this week's episode beginning in the office of the rat cachers, having won the fight, standing amidst their criminal enterprise, perhaps with their computers here, containing some evidence of their crimes. Hopefully they weren't completely innocent. You just broke into the house and shot them to death.
Oh no, that'd be unfortunate.
Gonna have to start.
Well, they
playing.
shot us first, right? I mean,
After you broke in,
totally
yes.
innocent.
I think
Yeah.
we discovered that Plaustov is you can shoot intruders into your
Oh, that's
domicile.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, there's two dead here. They are wearing Defrex hide. They both have jump jets, tail blades, and Thunderstrike sonic pistols. Looking around the office, you guys find dozens of cred sticks with over 2,600 in creds on them, as well as a laser microphone, which I forgot to Google, figure out what this does.
It's for podcasting. It's for podcasting specifically.
You just shoot out lasers while you're podcasting.
Well, it's for making the sound effects.
It is a tech item that allows you to hear through normally sound impervious materials at great ranges. So it's kind of like a handheld sensor. It is worth 273 credits, I guess, if you don't want to take it. And there's also a spy drone. So this is material that they had. Perhaps they were making use of it in some way. That's another tech item, high level tech item. I'll put this in the notes. You can take a look at it. But yeah, what would you guys like to do here?
I want to take a look at the computers.
Computers, check me out, please.
Actually, I would also like to take a 10-minute rest, but I'll look at the computer first.
What are we doing? Yes. No, that's the voice isn't going to work either. I'm sorry, listeners. I'm working on it.
I got an 18 on my computers check.
Okay. So unfortunately, that is a fail. And taking a look at it, this is a fairly high level. It's like a level 2 access module. And there is lockout countermeasures on the computer. So if you fail to hack in a couple more times, you will be locked out of the
At this point, we're going to have to probably climb through that window there and approach the computer behind Asher and tempt it.
Are you just gonna like push her out of the way? I don't understand.
I feel like Redacted wouldn't necessarily push her out of the way, but just sort of reach over her, and
Like
which
like
would probably
She's,
prompt her
she's
to move
way
out the
bigger
way.
than you.
like you're Patrick Swayze in Ghost.
Yes.
Going around.
No, not that.
I imagine it's like in the office when Dwight looks behind him and Angela is there. That's what I imagine is happening here.
Precisely.
And Asher and Sky just like jumps out of the way. Yeah.
But it's a 3 foot tall alien.
Right.
Make me.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
No, please try.
Check Miles. Please fail it. This will be so good.
Is that 22?
It's exactly DC 22, so that is a success. Cracking open the files here. It has just a big old hard drive full of accounting records showing kind of daily, weekly, monthly intake from races and what looks like other kind of like racketeering businesses that seems to be bringing in money for these rat cashers. And it also shows where a lot of these funds are being transferred to. There's a Acatonian bank account labeled Aunt Poe that it seems like a vast majority of this money seems to be going towards. Anybody can make a culture check, see if you recognize that name.
What name?
Aunt Poe?
Drew, do you remember that? Did you remember that your character is
My character's
deafened for like another minute?
Yeah, just
all right, good. So culture check, anybody wants to roll it? And it looks like, what are we looking at here? Looks like we're looking at a DC 20 culture check. I don't think your characters know of Aunt Poe.
No.
Is that A-U-N-T?
Faux show.
A-U-N-T?
Yeah, Aunt. Sorry.
Aunt Poe?
Aunt Poe.
now Aunt
Right.
Poe is an insect creature. That is important to
She
is an ant, though. It's so weird. Yeah, but there does seem to be a good amount of evidence of some criminal activity here. I think with you guys collected Umor's story about getting beat up after coming to this racetrack, and the Piblib talked about the theater in town kind of having to pay protection money, racketeering kind of money. And yeah, talking with Lapley about the track here, I think you have enough evidence from this to pretty much conclude that what this gang was up to. So at the very least, you're pretty sure you didn't kill like completely innocent folks here. And for the most part, Plaustov is probably going to be better off without them.
Did something, all right.
Does anybody have anything to say about what you've done here or taken out this gang? One of them's still alive out there in the night somewhere, but
Maybe Prater will like step through the window and be like, and he'll just say, can anybody help me hunt down that straggler?
I'll be right back, sir. And I'm out the other window and then down the path.
I will follow and make sure he returns as well.
I've got a good
going?
I've got a good enough survival. I've got a good enough survival score. I'll track him down.
Make me a survival check.
Well, it's like when I say I've got a good enough survival score, it's like one of 3 things I'm allowed to put ranks into. So
it's as good as it can be.
It's as good as it's going to be right now. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
He's the slipperiest criminal that there ever was. No one could catch him.
I will also make survival.
Well, this is an operative escaping into the night, so I don't feel you have to feel bad if you aren't able to track them.
He's just no one could do it. Yeah, definitely.
You're soaky or slippery. It may be a stereotype.
Was this really all of the rat cashers gang? Like, that's the extent of it? 3 guys have been terrorizing Plaustov?
No, I think this is probably just the ones that are in charge of running the races. So if I had to run, like, if I a completely uneducated guess, Aunt Poe might be one of the leaders, and they're funneling money back towards one of the leaders, and the rest of the rat cat, but these were just the ones in charge of the race. So I'm sure there's a bunch somewhere else. And maybe if we can ask some questions about Aunt Poe to the right people, we could find where the rest of the operation is. But
do you want to go back and talk to Zalny Lant or Threl Rustos?
I was definitely hoping to catch that guy and then apply some intense interrogation techniques.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I will say 17 is enough to track him back into kind of the heart of the downtown. But from there, there might be a number of places he can hide or people with whom he can hide. So we would have to move into phase 2 of tracking him down, which is perhaps talking to folks, trying to root him out, if that's what you want to do.
Praetor will radio back to Zilix, Asher, and Redacted and say, well, wherever they've gone, it's somewhere downtown. I guess we could either ask around now, or if you all want to return back to our friend and report our success, you could do that first. Anything else interesting at the base?
Praetor, you're coming in very, very poorly. Can you repeat?
At this point, you have your hearing back. True. This has been like 10 minutes now, easily.
No. Now Redacted's like firing like 5 shots, like right near his ear.
you're re-upping the 10 rounds every few minutes.
Tell Zilix to check his comm. There's also his comm unit automatically. There's a written format that he can just read whatever I'm saying in real time. It's very good technology.
What,
Speaking
text
of 10
messages?
minutes, can I take
Really
a
good.
10-minute rest?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah. Speech to text.
I think Redacted would probably say something like, it seems like it would be a waste of time to not go ahead and check while we're here. Why bother coming back if we don't have to?
Check what? What are you looking for?
Aren't there people here we're supposed to talk to?
They all dead, man. They all dead.
Yeah, I mean, there might be other members of the rat cachers in the city here, but this
Right. That's what I meant. Like, we're right in the city, aren't we?
Well, it's right on the outside, the spider goat tracks. This seemed to be the crew, and if you want, you can talk to Lapley about this. That was running the bedding and running maybe some of the muscle here in town. I imagine they, employed maybe out of work folks and things like that for them as well, but those aren't like gang members. You gotta be a Soki. You have some space in your cheek pouch if you want to get in that gang, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh man,
none of these flat cheekers.
We all know what you mean.
Do you think they're like one of their kind of gang signs is just like a tattoo like on inside the cheek pouch that they have to like show off?
I mean, almost certainly, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, they all saw
Ouch.
Blade, and they were really.
And it's
into
not even a tattoo; it's actually an entire tattoo artist in there that they keep in
Please
their cheek
let
pouch
me
at all
out.
time.
Oh,
It's a Leshy tattoo artist. They all have one. That's crazy.
Well, that's how you get into the gang. You got to get yourself a Leshy tattoo artist
They're already so rare. I can't believe it.
to prove how hard you are. Yeah,
You've heard of 3 kobolds in a jacket. What about 3 Leshies and a Soki cheek pouch? Gross.
Yeah, I mean, I
I feel like we
Praetor
should
is-
check in. Shouldn't we check in with Lapley just to, bring her up to speed, let her know how things went, and also ask if maybe she knows who Aunt Po might be?
Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, so knock on Lapley's door. She's still sitting with the spider goat suckling the newborn. And do you tell him what you did? That you killed some of her bosses?
Yes.
What does Redacted say? How does Redacted break the news?
I think Redacted would just spit out like the facts of what happened in the most dry way possible. Just like bullet points.
Yeah, say it in character, Miles. What did you do especially?
Well, I mean, Redacted did nothing because I was outside the window.
Well, tarnation! You all broke into the rat catcher's house and then had a shootout with the rat catchers and then killed 2 of the 3 of them? Is that what you're telling me in a bullet-pointed, matter-of-fact way?
ma'am, your summary skills are impeccable.
Goodness gracious, that's like what happened on last week's episode.
Lapley,
well,
let's just say that they should give you no more trouble, and this will hopefully end a lot of the abuse that your animals have been undergoing.
I'd love to maybe shut down these races for a spell and just go back to what I was doing before, working as veterinarian for animals here in Plaustov. Maybe set up a training facility so we can rehabilitate some of these animals and get them out there on the open range, working with explorers and things like that.
I can tell that you care a lot about these animals, and they need you now. I think that's a good idea.
Sounds good to me. So long as you promise that I'm not gonna have another couple of Soki fellas come in and strong arm me out of a business and put me to work again, I reckon I'll be doing pretty well.
Well, I do hope that you'll call us if that does happen. But I mean, of course, the rat cashers are still out there. And we saw that apparently a lot of the money is going to someone named Aunt Poe. Do you have any idea who that might be?
I will roll D20 culture check. I do know who Aunt Poe is. I rolled a natural. He says, Aunt Poe? You mean like Lao Shu Po? That's the goddess of the Soki and thieves. Might be a pseudonym for someone that they're sending folks money back on Akaton to. Might be some of their gang higher up. So it's possible that that's not the last we've seen of the rat cashers. If that's the case, if they got some other off colony friends and what have you. But I think these are some of the rootness and tootness of the gang members that are here in Plaustov. So if you scrubbed them from the track, then I think that's probably a good start, is what I got to say. You guys have only been here for like a day or so, haven't you? You just really hit the ground running.
We like cardio.
Yes. We are efficient, I suppose.
But did you want to take over the racetrack, or what were you planning to do here? You wanted to buy some spider goats? I forget what you said.
We're really trying to find any way to restore peace to your beloved city of Plaustov. And the rat cashers seem to be a lot of the problem, one of the biggest problems for the whole town.
I mean, they're certainly not helping things, but I'd say outside of people being on edge because of them gaining power the last few months, next biggest problem we have is supply issues. They're raising prices at all the markets, and all the suppliers, from what I hear, are going astronomical. Kind of a mutually assured economic destruction situation. But I don't know much about that. All I know is I used to have a good amount of work as a veterinarian looking after livestock in the valley, and not so much anymore.
Why do you think that would be? Are there fewer animals?
Yeah, and they've had to sell some off, I think, to some other colonies, and there's less for Plaustov to go around. But from what I heard, there's also some problems with some of the livestock out in the valley. And well, I've been hard at work here on the track, so I've not had a chance to head up that ways. But there's all kinds of issues from what I hear in town, in trenches. But maybe you can go talk to some of the grocers or what have you, get some more information about that if you're actually here to help out with things.
Well, we certainly are, and that seems like a good next step.
Yeah, you're a little banged up though. Do you need does anybody need any healing? But my skilled trade, I mean, you all are basically big animals. If I think about you that way, I could probably make medicine checks on you.
I think I am now the opposite of an animal. I'm not sure.
I would love that.
Yeah, Tyler's a Danimal.
Isn't that a cookie?
Yeah. The Danimals. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
They're
That was
delicious.
a yogurt.
Are you
Yeah, I thought it was yogurt.
Are you calling me a sweet cookie?
It's like a yogurt that you dump the crunchums in, right?
I think that's a Dunkaroo. I think Tyler's a Dunkaroo.
I think he's Dunkaroo. That's what I meant.
We've been calling him that for years. It's finally nice to just put it all together.
in our separate text thread, he's literally just called a Dunkaroo.
That vanilla slapped though. Cookies sucked, but the vanilla slapped. It's just sugar and water, and it's the icing, but it's so good. Right. So do you guys want to rest up? You can also just, go to the old bed and breakfast or camp out under the stars if you want and rest up, because it is night now. So a lot of businesses are closed anyway.
I mean, there's no sense in not getting free healing
rest.
and then resting up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like rest.
Right. So the roosters crow in the early morning as the sun comes up over the mountains to the east, and we see the town of Plaustov all around you, waking up as well. tumbleweeds blowing through town, some dusty trails kind of blowing on the outskirts of the city. What would you like to do on day 2?
So if the next thing that we have to deal with is the supply chain problems, I mean, it was mentioned very briefly when we were in that tavern. So I don't know if we want to go back to Zolny and see if they have any more information for us, or if we just want to go talk to the butcher. Oh boy, I wrote
the baker and the
Quibbo,
candlestick
butcher, Halgir Farms, and Sonic 376 for fish.
Oh boy, Tyler's notes. You hear that paper flapping. He's got all the characters. If only those
the receipts
names were mentioned or will be mentioned in the last time on. Unfortunately, now that you've said them aloud and confirmed that they're on notes, those are barred from being. So sorry, Tyler. So
That's okay.
yeah, there's like 4 main kind of food suppliers indeed in around the city area. Gosh, Tyler, read them again because I don't even have them.
Halgir Farms. I only have 3, so I don't know who the 4th is. Halgir Farms, and then I think I wrote Quibbo, Butcher, and Sonic 376 for fish. The latter being the android. Those are the 3 that I am aware of.
Yes. Those are indeed, Zolny gave you a list of the biggest suppliers for the town. Halgir, Latrina, Glartin, Quibbo, and Sonnet 376. Indeed, producers of various foodstuffs in and around the valley. Who would you like to talk to first? And also, do you guys want to divide and conquer? Go out because some of these are in different directions. You've got
that's a good idea.
Got a dairy kind of farm, a fishery, a cannery and fishery, a produce farm, and what else? Quibbo is a butcher. Quibbo
I
the
thought it was
butcher.
a streaming service. Did we make that joke last week? I think we made that joke.
Tune in to find out. Will he make it next week? How about Praydeer and Jamfram wander off to see the produce folk? You are the 3.
That'll be Halgir, the farm to the north.
That's all geared on down the road, partner.
And that will leave our good, great, best friends, Zilix Redacted and Asher. Where do you guys want to go?
I feel inclined to go and see Sonic 376. Perhaps an android would, shoot straight.
Right. I'm going to roll randomly.
Hopefully not literally shoot. I
was going to say, our experiences with Andis
plainly
will tell you how.
Okay, we're going to the north side of the city, past the river for Halgir Farms with Jamfram and Praydeer. I guess you're going to have to walk up there if you don't got Redacted's vehicle.
We do have Zilix's vehicle though.
Okay, well, you're not with them, so that doesn't do them a lot of good. Do you want to give it to them?
We can walk. We're in no hurry.
Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, we're just like a couple miles outside of
For
town.
once,
where
Jamfram wants to embrace that fantasy soldier feel of a forced march. So let's get those rules up.
That's my favorite.
That's right. We don't need to do the forced march. We're just doing it because it's for fun.
Yeah, and I am undead now, so I feel like I don't care about it.
You don't roll fortitude saves anymore?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, after you get across the river and walk along its banks for a time, the dusty scrublands here give way to the sweet odors from orange fruit-laden trees, fields of leafy tuberous plants, and some other parts of what looks like a fairly large, mostly industrialized farm that seems to be getting, its main source of irrigation straight from the side of the river here. You see, or maybe a friendly robot will point out Halgir, who's a large showbad with a long beard and kind of loose russet clothing clinging to his form. As he sees you coming down the farm, he gives you a wave and says, "Well, welcome to Halgir Farm. How goes it? Hey yo,
Greetings, friend. We've come long ways to see what we've heard tell of this wonderful produce. And I look back at Radier and I'm like, "You're here for the produce, right? We wanted salad. Did we want salad?"
Yep. He gives you like a slight nod.
Yeah. We want salad.
You all travelers, you come from far, you have credits, yay. Lots of credits, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. Is this many a lot of credits? And I hold up like a single cred stick.
Yeah. Let me get my e-reader here 1 second. How many credits do you have on your character?
Oh, I have no idea. Not that many.
It's like
Let's
50.
see. Let's see. Oh, it's actually 1,300. For about 1,400. So,
And you guys just got 2,600 amongst the five of you, so there's another 520
yeah, I'm swimming
there.
And I'm going to spend it all on lettuce.
Give me that field of lettuce.
I want the whole thing.
Halgir's like, oh, well, you come to the right place. Our prices are high, but the quality of the produce coming out of the ground here, real good, very high. But you all seem like you know good food from bad. Yes, you come here and you buy whatever you would like. I'll serve it up for you in to-go packages if that is what you want. I apologize, but the prices I cannot move on, but you look like you can afford a good deal.
We're sort of talking about some prices, and he's starting to share some with me. I say, oh, that's mighty. That is indeed mighty steep. Tell me, friend, if this land is so productive, as I can see it is. I look out, I presume it's productive. I see all these orange fruits, which are legally distinct from oranges.
It says very specifically orange fruit in the AP. I've read that verbatim.
Don't get it confused, everybody. They're not oranges.
Really, we have to, guard ourselves from big orange. So
that's right. Yeah. So, yes, but what is what's the cause of these high prices?
It is very shame that there is what they call the price gouging going on right now. But from what I tell, there's a good amount of trouble going on in Plaustov City here that I can't deal with. And I can't lose my farm like I did on Akaton. I got muscled out of the Red Planet where my father's father has been making food and working with the soil for their many a year. And he let the gangs on Akaton push him right off the land. I won't let that happen here. There's a number of bad folks in town that, well, they've got hungry eyes for things that aren't theirs. So I've just got to charge what everyone else is charging to keep up with the high demand going on right now, unfortunately.
As it so happens that not only is my friend Jam from here a connoisseur of fine salad, he's also a connoisseur of justice. We specialize in eliminating people who cause other people misfortune. In fact, we just had a recent client of ours ask to eliminate a gang presence in the area. You might have heard of them, the rat cashers. Not a big deal. And
you all are you the law in these parts?
Ooh, law is a bit of a strong word. My friend here prefers the term belated problem solver.
Are you trying to
guide
say,
of the people?
You trying to say that you catch the rats? You're the rat catchers of the rat catchers?
Yes, and I assure you, our rates are reasonable at the lethal package. If you do want the non-lethal package, it does cost a little extra, but we will bring them back alive.
I don't know what you're talking about. Explain.
Sometimes our clients want to get like their own punches in. It's just an additional service provided. But if it sounds like you could use his services, is there like a group in particular that's causing you headaches?
Well, yeah, those rat cashers are the ones that have been causing lots of problem in the town from what I hear. You say you beat them up?
Oh, they're good and gone, friend. Good and gone. They won't come back anytime soon.
There was a particular.
How fortuitous you did that before talking to me. That will make this here diplomacy check to become best friends much easier.
Oh, perfect.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Why don't you guys both make me a diplomacy check?
I do love a best friend.
Are we about to get one? I guarantee you we're not, because Patrick's not going to want to do that voice every day.
Yay, we got a best friend.
Oh,
we got a best friend.
Halgir invite you into home. You eat on for free today, friends. You tell me all about your rat catching, and I'll see what I can do about lowering prices here now that perhaps there's a little more economic stability in Plaustov. I don't have to fear for losing my farm like my father's father.
Which is a sad story, and over the free food, we will happily listen to it.
I love stories and also finding. Yeah.
South of the city, in around a small lake off the side of an offshoot of the river here, you can find a small fishing outpost on the Plaustov docks on the south side of the city. Redacted Asher Zilix, you meet a very light blue skinned android with gray coveralls, kind of working as you come up to her, setting multiple traps and kind of automatic fishing lines and things like that. She introduces herself and says, I am Sonnet 376. What brings you to this area?
Sorry, sonnet or sonic?
Sonnet.
Sonnet, like a poem.
Yes. Well, welcome to Plaustov. What brings you out my way?
Hello, friend. We are here to meet the locals and learn more about your business. What is it that you sell?
I'm one of the most prodigious fisher folk in and around Plaustov. I came from Verces and studied fish populations there, and I have been working here for the better part of the last year since the colony was settled. The fish population is very, very strong here. I honestly believe that the vast majority of Plaustov city's hunger woes could easily be solved with fish paste and nutrient supplements fished up from these waters in a way that could potentially find a balance of this ecosystem. They are a number of fish that spawn in the nearby waters that we would not be harming by fishing once they have mated for the season. And I am boring you. I'm sorry. I've gone off on a tangent. That is what I do here. Well, what can I do for you?
On the contrary, I thought that was very interesting. You seem to know a lot about fish and have studied a lot over the last year. We are here visiting from a nearby colony known as Viridian, and are looking to help.
Viridian. You have a number of very fruitful waterways in your colony as well.
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we have not into the fishing so much as you have.
I'm pretty sure you
seems like
just
a very creative.
Started another part of your colony called the Fish Fair Collective. Have you not?
Yes. Well, they have. They have that new part of.
They seem very, very knowledgeable in the ways of fishing the waters of the inner sea.
Well, perhaps we can learn from one another. It seems that you have some creative ideas of how to help your local community and the problems facing its citizens.
Well, I would like to think that I would be able to solve many of the problems, but unfortunately, my output has been down recently. With the labor strikes within Plaustov, I have had difficulty finding technical experts to help me maintain the various fishery elements of the automated systems here. So sadly, I have not been putting out as much product as I would like for fear that it would spoil if not handled quickly. there are a number of repairs on the structure of my machines that need to be enacted before I can go into full production mode, but I have not been able to affect them myself, and I have not had anyone to help me with them.
I see. Well, we are looking for ways to solve the labor strike problem as well. So perhaps we can find a way to help them and you and your business and Plaustov as a whole as a result.
You all are here right now. Perhaps you can help me at this moment. Yeah, this is simple engineering check. It will take a couple hours to get in some work on their machinery, but I imagine one or multiple of you three have that skill.
Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you?
Engineering?
Oh,
Yes.
Zilix, you don't know engineering?
Drew, what does Zilix do? What would you say you do here, buddy? I'm looking at your character sheet now. I need to figure out where you're putting these skill points. I know what Jamfram does.
He has he has life science and medicine and physical science.
I mean, those are
and
pretty good
stealth.
skills. All right, cool.
Redacted has engineering.
Oh,
So does Asher.
all right. I'd like to see what Redacted rolls, because Azure rolled pretty dynamite here. Oh, Redacted rolled very low, but also very, very good. What is the DC here? Yes, you guys have both rolled successes here to get some of the equipment back in working order. You know, some of it's simple stuff like upgrading operating systems and changing some settings and things. Other bits and pieces of it is like, physical maintenance on the machinery. But after helping Sonnet out, says, if I am able to get workers from the town more regularly, I can continue to output fish at a larger rate, and that might help to lower prices across the town. Thank you all for your help. It was very nice to meet you.
Yes, it's very nice to meet you too, and good luck with your business. And we hope that we can find some solutions for Plaustov.
Great. Do all five of you want to meet back up again and talk about where to go next?
Sure.
See Praetor and Jamfram coming back with nice full bellies after making friends with Halgir, and you all come back and you're like
Somehow-
covered in fish guts and grease, and
Somehow Praetor and Jamfram are both rolling each other down the street in a wheelbarrow.
oh boy, the physics of that doesn't seem to work, but that's happening. But I guess some of you can have jump jets now.
Oh yeah, they're hover wheelbarrows.
Yeah.
So,
You guys all get one orange fruit that we brought for you.
Ooh, orange
fruit in town.
If you can somehow manage to eat the whole fruit in combat, it acts as a serum of healing Mark 1.
It does take 5 rounds to eat.
It does take 5 rounds. Yeah.
Full actions, 5 full actions.
Brutal.
God, that's some good orange fruit. That must be real good.
It is delicious.
It is just an orange, which is funny, but it does work like a healing serum. They just squirt a healing serum into each.
And you never know. Maybe if you bring the orange fruit all the way to the boss fight at the end of book 6, that's the item you need to just skip the fight entirely and just
Could be.
insta kill the boss.
Is it Patrick? Is it Patrick? By the way, is the oranges the key?
Oranges are the key.
The key to what?
Save the orange, save the world.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you've unlocked the secret of this AP volume. It's all about the orange.
Who wants to do the butcher and who wants to do the blue bow guy? Or I'm not sure what the fourth one was.
Quibbo is the butcher.
Quibbo.
Quibbo is the butcher,
Lar-
and what
Redacted would like to go to the butcher.
was the other one?
Redacted.
I'm sorry, I'm still confused about the other one.
Loritna Glartin, the dairy farmer.
Oh,
I'd like to go and see the dairy farmer.
All right, who's on team Asher? Who's on team Redacted?
I'll go with the dairy farmer.
That's not what I asked, Drew.
Oh, well.
You're on team
I'll
Asher.
go-
Yeah.
yeah, Praetor will go team redacted.
Jamfram.
Praetor, I'm coming with you. And redacted. I'm going to keep an eye on you so you don't probe these goats or whatever.
Okay, so let's Who's going first? That's the main question. Rebecca and Drew, you two are going to, is that correct?
Yes.
Let's see. Right, so you can hear the massive, loudly belching, mooing creatures of the farm before you can even see them. And stepping into this farm on the eastern edge of the colony, you see a human woman wearing coveralls and thick boots, going between stalls of this huge, long farm. She comes up to him and she's like, "Hi, how's it going? What brings you to my farm there?"
Hello, friend. We are Asher and Sky and Zilix, and we're here to learn more about your farm and how business has been going.
She sticks a very, very dirty glove out to shake your guys' hands, like, "Pleased to meet you. The name's Glartin, Dairy Queen of Plaustov City."
You guys got to go to
I see what
we made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Oh, no, now they're going to get a blizzard.
What sorts of products do you sell?
Well, I work the farm here, getting these animals producing as much black milk as they possibly can. I've set up shop here, and we've been in business for about 9 months now.
And business has been booming, doing well.
I mean, I wouldn't call it well, I guess, but we've had some trouble of late. The price of grain has gone up extraordinarily, so I've had to slow down production on the farms here, and also let my beasts out into the wild to graze in the pastures to the north of the city. And well, we've had troubles. We've had animals there taking bites out of our profits. Some laser wolves, some tashtari to the north, and well, we've also had maybe some flora and fauna that didn't agree with our girls. Many of them have come back sick of late. So we've had some problems, and the slowdown has caused us to produce less, and there have been some going-ons in Plaustov City, and we've had to raise prices along with just about everybody else. It's been a rough couple months, I would say. I've had to sell a lot of my heads that haven't been producing to Quibbo. And yeah, I've also had to lay off some workers because of that. We don't have as many heads as we did 6 months ago. So rough times here.
Yes, from what I understand, you're not alone. A lot of businesses around Plaustov have suffered similar troubles in the last few months.
The way things are going, I can't imagine if it keeps getting worse that we'll be around this time next season. So I guess next year. This season next year.
Well, you've got.
Well, we certainly want to do what we. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Zilix.
That's so. What can we help you with today? Anything that we can do to take any load off your mind?
Do you know much about the black milk producing bovine herds? Do you have anything in the way of training in life science or medicine? You probably don't. I don't know why I asked.
I think I read a book once.
Do you want to make me a roll? You want to inspect the herd, as it were?
Should I do life science or medicine? They're the same, so I don't know whether one has more of a bonus than the other.
Whatever you want to do.
Not great.
No. Asher and Sky, as you get down though to inspect some of the animals here, indeed you see what looks like some green debris around their mouths and some signs that a number of the herd are sick. Seem to be perhaps they've contracted something, or they've got some kind of parasite. If you bring this to Loretna's attention, she's like, "Yeah, goodness gracious, since a lot of them came back from the hills, we've had some problems, but I've not been able to track down what it is. And well, these things have to eat. So I've just been trying to quarantine those that I can and hopefully wait this out, wait till they get better. But I've had a few head that have passed, and I'm not sure what to do about it. We used to have a veterinarian that worked with us pretty closely, but Lapley's been working at the racetrack these last few months."
Well, I have excellent news for you. She is now available and working again as a veterinarian, and I'm sure that she would be thrilled to help you with your herd.
Y'all know Lapley?
We do. She's a very good friend of ours.
We killed some people for her.
That sounds like Lapley, all right. Yeah, if you call up Lapley to come take a look, indeed, it seems like something out there is indeed making these bovine sick, slowing down their milk production. But not sure what it is yet. Let's go on to Quibbo the butcher. It's a fairly large facility that would not pass a lot of Pact World's kind of safety inspections. As you walk in, there's a number of youthful children, teen, young adult,
I thought you said useful Ahsoki. But
they're useful as well as they seem to be. Quibbo's children, maybe some nieces and nephews as well here, working on, like chopping up bones and slicing up sides of meat and stuff. Quibbo comes down. He's a mottled, brown furred Ahsoki with some bloodstained leather aprons and maybe some, cleaning equipment and, safety guards and things like that on him. But he comes down and says, "Yeah, what do y'all want here? The name's Quibbo, eh? Nice to meet ya. You come looking to make some purchases?"
Some purchases, some merchandise.
Just admiring your redacted looks around. Efficient looking operation.
We do a lot of work here, that's for sure. We're making a lot of money these last few weeks, but buyers are always welcome. Welcome. What can I do for you? He kind of looks around conspiratorially and says, like, I've got some very tender, choice cuts of meat that I've been saving for folks like you from out of town. Looks like they can spend some coin. You looking to spend some credits?
Perhaps. What sort of, how did you say, choice cuts?
Well, it's not fresh, but we've got plenty of freezers on hand here, and we've been keeping the good stuff stockpiled, as it were. Prices are a bit too high right now to sell some of the good meats. So yeah, if you're looking, you've got the credits. I can sell you whatever choice cuts you want on a beast.
Fascinating, as it seems a lot of other denizens are incapable of keeping a quality inventory. How are you able to overcome this challenge?
Well, we've had a lot of hardships, a lot of troubles here, you see, and well, like I said, I've been holding back for fears of what's about to happen here in Plaustov. You've looked around this city. There's all kinds of unrest, and I worried that things would be going bad and we'd have to pull up roots and head out to another colony. And yeah, I gotta protect my brood. Those that are still living anyway. I've already lost one child to this darn settlement, and I don't want to lose any more.
Have you thought about Viridian?
I've heard good things.
Poaching the vendors instead of helping the city.
Redacted likes a good fillet, Tyler.
Well, Redacted is also like, I might bring it up, but Redacted is also very interested in the dissecting process, and having a butcher nearby that Redacted could observe
share notes with.
Well, it's something that Redacted finds very valuable.
Yeah, do you want to talk shop with Quibbo?
Yeah, I'm sure Redacted would love to go swap hot goss. As it were.
Or Jamfram, do you have any questions for Quibbo, for his wife, or any of the other family members here?
Jamfram will express some deep condolences for the loss of his family members, and will try to, as delicately as I can, ask if they died in and I sort of indicate like some of the unsafe conditions around the meat processing plant.
you see a 4-year-old with a tail blade just slicing up meat while they're like reading a data pad. It's like, nah, this place is plenty safe. It was my eldest daughter, Vanilla. She went on a foolhardy expedition to Lost Valley with Oksana, and, well, they never returned. So I gotta keep those close to me safe and keep these prices high. You don't know what's gonna happen day to day in this market. You never know what's gonna happen.
Sorry, but I was admiring the tender cuts, and I couldn't help but overheard that particular name, Oksana. I might be able to help you a little bit here.
Huh?
Well, you see, one of the people who was with that group, their name, which I totally remember and am not forgetting at all in this moment.
He never forgets a name. That's the
I
thing
never
about it.
forget a name. It's just one of those things where, like, there are just so many names that I do remember that
It's
sometimes
like he's got them written down somewhere. It's just
sometimes it
amazing.
takes a while to get back to that name.
Spit it out, long ear. What are you talking about?
Alindra is her name. And
Linda Vallis? You mean like one of the people that saved the universe? You're having
twice.
trouble figuring out her name? Okay, yeah, what about her?
Yeah, yes. Well, you see, she has helped out us before, and so we came to one of the reasons why we're here in Plaustov is that we are looking for her, and so we will do our best to bring your daughter back if you can do your best to help out some of the pricing issues and woes here in Plaustov.
Well, you don't gotta talk to me. You gotta talk to Laritna over at the bovine farm. I get a lot of my head from her, but we've had some mutual cattle that have been slaughtered up to the north. Seems like the Tashtari got to them. Can you do anything about them laser wolves up there?
Oh, you are in luck. This man here, actually both these individuals here are licensed Tashtari hunters. So yes, I think we can do something about that.
Tell me the first thing about Tashtari hunting, and maybe I'll believe you. What do you know?
The first thing about Tashtari hunting is you have to realize that when they are ready to charge up their beam, their skin glows at a certain, what's the word I'm looking, lumens. And so you need to watch for that. That's one of the first things you watch for. It's a sign of aggression. It's also a sign that they're about to use their special attack, and you need to find cover. First thing they teach you.
Quibbo points at Redacted the pistol on your belt and is like, that's not gonna help you out with them Tashtari. Those things are resistant to laser fire. See?
He can actually kill things with his mind.
What? Well, I think they got a mind. I don't know.
It has also proven that they are not immune to being run over.
I've seen roadkill Tashtari before, but I don't know. They're pretty.
You're welcome.
Great life. Yeah, if you can find, there's got to be something wrong with them. I've never heard of no Tashtari that's aggressive before, eh? I've lost Quibbo's voice completely. I'm Bibbo's son now.
It would be most interesting if we could.
Hey, I'm Quibbo. There we go.
I love that this part of the adventure is essentially just a reflection of like the wild hog problem in Texas. That's all I can hear.
You're right.
I'm understanding about this. All right. I feel like we can get back together, head north, and kill a bunch of Tashtari, and also, so we have two scenes playing out.
Redacted wants to kind of bargain that if they can bring back some fresh specimens, if he would kind of swap dissection notes with Redacted. Like Redacted wants to see him work.
I think we can make an arrangement for that. Yeah. I'm Quibbo.
So we have the Tashtari hunt, which is the Texas wild pig hunt, and then we have the black milk producers eating bad flora, which is just the Triceratops scene from Jurassic Park.
But also in the canyons to the north, the fields and canyons to the north. So they're both kind of the same direction. We want to go investigate these areas.
Team up.
Yeah, we can team back up.
Team back up as a team of 5.
No, let's split the party.
All right,
Who's on glory this way?
No, I don't want to hunt Tashtari without two of the frontliners, or major DPS folk.
Cool. Oh, right. So I have on my notes here a little section called Laser Wolves. Laser wolves indeed. Venturing north, you see the city and farmlands all
Be the vehicle,
away.
right? At this
Yeah, I
point.
mean, you can fly over. If you're looking for signs and you want to do something like a survival checks, you'll probably have to get out on the ground and kind of poke around, cowpoke around, if you will, a little bit. But you can see the dusty scrublands kind of popping out in front of you guys, and what looks like trails that perhaps haven't been used in some time, maybe a little overgrown with shrubs and giant piles of like tumbleweeds. I think they can pile up. I think they can make like a big old bush.
Oh yeah. I've seen them like cover up houses and stuff. It's awful. I don't know why I feel like I'm a tumbleweed specialist, but
Nope, that's your part of the podcast now, tumbleweed expert. But yeah, following these paths, you see indeed large fields of grasses and perhaps other like fields of wheat where the herds were grazing. Do you want to get down and explore some of these fields? Do some life science checks, maybe?
Yeah, may as well.
Dokely.
Go, life science.
Yeah, I think just life science. Let me double check.
Oh, I'm unstoppable.
What do you roll?
I got a 25. 17 on the dice.
Pretty good. 17. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. Getting out on the train here. I think, yes, DC 20. You find the plants seem to have a number of small insects crawling over them, and they don't look like really natural. Taking a look at them, you discover these are like long dormant bugs. Perhaps they're kind of like locusts or something that come out like every 8 years or so. So you targeting them, you might be able to just figure out where they're not hatching currently and kind of move the herds around so they're not actively chomping on these bugs that maybe have some parasites or something in them. But I'm away from the livestock, and that problem might be solved. But as you guys are exploring this field, I think you hear howl in the distance. Ow!
gonna solve two problems at once.
Indeed, looking in the canyon beyond here, you see a number of Tashtari wolves charging right for you, blasting out from their chest cavity beams of light that read, "To be continued."
I checked the Tashtari for bugs. This is all a grave misunderstanding.
They're like, "Get away from our bugs right now, sir." That's gonna do it for this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. I'm tired of talking, and next week we'll get back to some laser wolf fights. I hope you like fighting Tashtari, because next week, guys,
Good news.
boy. Yeah, you guys really beat up those rat catchers pretty bad. So let's just keep adding some more wolves in and see how many you can handle. Thank you guys for playing with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Listeners, thank you for listening. We're going to catch you on the next week's episode of Cosmic Crit. So long.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
You've been listening to Cosmic Crit, an officially licensed partner of Paizo Incorporated. The Starfinder role-playing game and adventure paths are trademarks of Paizo. All Pathfinder and Starfinder images are property of Paizo and are used with permission.